Hello and welcome back to another Cerasus Gaming Cosplay Gaming Guide. Thank you very much for joining me here today. Now, as you're probably aware from the title, you have joined us for the Cosplay Gun Guide for Modern Warfare. What that is I will be producing a series on different guns within Modern Warfare that you can customize and create guns from other different popular media. Now, today I veered a bit away from Resident Evil as I have done for the past two videos, and today we're going to be working on two very famous weapons in the stealth community, and that is the Metal Gear Solid 1 FAMAS and the 1911 that Big Boss uses in Metal Gear Solid 3, and that Snake is able to obtain in Metal Gear Solid 4. So you can kind of see here that we'll be using the base FR556, which is the FAMAS, and the 1911 of course. So we'll go ahead, we'll jump both into these now. Now, kind of to create both of these, the FAMAS only uses a few attachment slots. The 1911 you can kind of expand a bit upon, but we'll have a look here. So first I'll make the FAMAS. Now, to make the FAMAS, given it's got the open barrel already, I actually prefer to use the muzzle brake on this one. If you wish to, you can then put on the ultralight. I wouldn't recommend the sniper, the barrel isn't long enough for that, neither is the FR15 9-inch. So you can use the ultralight if you want to go for that extra ADS speed, but we'll skip out on that one. Now, laser, I'd chuck on the 1 megawatt or the tactical laser. I'll be chucking on the 1 megawatt, purely for that red laser look again. Stock, if you wish to, you can use the FR ultralight. That's entirely a personal preference. Given that Snake doesn't use any of these extra attachments, I wouldn't really recommend putting those on. But the ultralight, by all means, if that's where you want to go, you can go for that. Underbarrel, there is no underbarrel attachment for this one, as Snake doesn't use anything, unfortunately, which would have been really nice to be able to chuck a grenade launcher or something like that on, but alas. Same with ammunition, the FAMAS in Metal Gear Solid 1 takes 30 bullets per magazine, so because this is already a base 30, we can't increase it any further. Now, grips you can certainly put on, and as always I'll go for the stippled grip tape because I like to ADS as quickly as possible. That's an entirely personal choice. And lastly is your perk on whatever you'd like to use. I'll normally chuck on the sleight of hand or fully loaded. On the FAMAS I will sometimes use recon depending, but we'll go on and we'll chuck sleight of hand on this one. So that's kind of the basics of the gun, I guess, of what you can get. It's only actually 3 attachments to make this gun. We'll chuck on the FR ultralight, so we've got 5 attachment slots, and this gun is ready to go. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll produce our sidearm, which is the 1911. For this one, you're going to want the monolithic suppressor attached to it. I feel this is the cleanest looking suppressor. The lightweight suppressor looks just too bulky for me. Tactical suppressor doesn't look bad, but again, the monolithic does look better. It's nicer, it's actually smaller and sleeker. And the all-can suppressor, we're not even going to go there, so monolithic it is. Barrel, you want the 1911 Stalker, partly because it then comes up and says Combat Custom, secondly because of the ribs on the front and the back, the barrel extension, all of that. Now, the 1911 A1 in Metal Gear Solid 3 and in 4 has an integrated laser sight, so we can't actually chuck any laser on it. They don't use any optic. Trigger action I had a bit of a play around with. Unfortunately, we can't use any of them. You could use the heavy duty if you wish to, but it has that gap there between the trigger and the I don't even know what that's called actually, the trigger holder, the trigger action. Honestly, don't know. Whereas on the 1911 base, it doesn't have that. So I wouldn't say use a trigger action. Ammunition, the 1911 only uses 7 rounds, so we're not going to increase that. Rear grip, again, whatever you'd like it to be. Perk, whatever you'd like it to be, bar akimbo. Certainly wouldn't state that Snake or Big Boss would ever consider akimboing them, but if that's the way you want to roll it, that's the way you want to roll it. And that's kind of this one, again, done. So we'll chuck sleight of hand on there because it's not got much ammunition. You could arguably use a laser sight because it's integrated and you don't get an integrated laser sight in this one, so we'll chuck on the tac laser, though again, as you'll probably be able to see on screen, that does ruin the look of it. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try that tac laser. We'll leave it off. We can have a gun with 4 attachments. That's fine. For Snake, you can use Scavenger or Cold-Blooded. I would say use Scavenger. You can then use any of these. I would say use Ghost for him. And finally, he would use Tracker. He's very good at following and sneaking around as his big boss. So we got to use C4 as the lethal. You can't do anything about that. And this one gets the stim shot as is used in Metal Gear Solid 4. Snake uses a nanomachine suppressor to suppress his nanomachines and to let him move and work around as he normally could do. So at this point here, we'll use the stim shot to kind of give it that same effect. And we'll go ahead and we'll now jump into a custom game to kind of see how that plays out. And yeah, to test these bad boys out. Alrighty, so as always, we're on Hackney Yard, we're on Free For All. We've got our 11 bots of mixed. So we'll go in, we'll pull this out, and we'll have a quick squiz. So in-game, both of them actually look really nice. The FAMAS itself, as you can see here, hasn't got the worst ADS speed on it. And that was a fairly good first kill. We'll chuck some C4 over there, see if we can't get a hey, what was that noise going on? Kind of wish there was the ability to have exclamation marks. Oh. And then you've got that there, and obviously because you've got the ability to recover your ammunition through scavenger, it's actually a really decent build here. You can get one-shot kills. At mid-range, the FAMAS is actually a very, very powerful rifle, but we'll run around here, we'll see if we can't get someone with that pistol. Thankfully he got dropped. Can we drop the other guy though? That's the question. And then we'll heal up, because these bots are horrible. These bots, some of them are like that, really good, and then some of them are just not. But that's okay. So you can see here the 1911 has a very stable rate of fire, but it's not quick by any means. It's probably better in hardcore than it is in core for this sort of build. Oh, I died again. But in terms of actual gameplay, both of these guns do work really well, and they complement each other really well as well. So I could certainly see people using this in the long run. We'll take him out with that. Get a bit of a double shot there, then we can go around here. And both of them, yeah, just work really well. That scavenger perk for... You can drop... yeah, the scavenger perk works really well for getting yourself your ammunition back. The 1 megawatt laser, especially on the FAMAS, does increase its hip fire potential, which is really good. Everything about it, everything about this class just screams really good to me. I really like it. It's certainly one of my personal favourites. I do rock the FAMAS in hardcore, not so much the 1911, but this is actually starting to change my mind. This whole set is just really, really solid. You could say it's Metal Gear Solid, if you really want to go down that route, but it just had to took a shot, and I don't know where from. But yeah, in terms of actual gameplay, the 1911 is a very accurate pistol when I can shoot it. It's not the gun, it's me at that point. Everything about it is just really nice. It's really solid. You can mount up with it, you know, get some decent kills off if again I could aim, but I can't. And yeah, that's really all there is to it. I don't really have much more to talk about because it is just a solid setup. Everything about it is just really good, from the perks down to the weapons, to the healing, to a little bit of everything. It certainly fits my playstyle a lot better. Not too sure about others. Some people may not want to play this as aggressively as I do, or maybe they want to play it a little bit different. They want to take those smoke grenades or flash grenades, because Snake does use those. Unfortunately, we don't have chaff in this game, so we can't go around and, you know, use chaff and whatnot. But we have the stim, and I think that works probably the best out of everything. Now we've got a lot of people incoming, so I don't know what he's going for, considering he has a shotgun on him. But now, unfortunately, as you can see here, 7 shots on the 1911 with its slower rate of fire will certainly hamper your ability to get multiple kills with it a little bit, unless you're popping them heads and things like that. So that is certainly something to watch out for, is its ammunition per magazine. Again, because of scavenger, you don't need to worry so much about its extra ammo, but by all means, you certainly do need to worry about ammo per mag, and if you miss a bullet or two, you're kind of stuffed at that point. You'll run out of ammunition far too quickly, and then you'll be out of the game, or out of your life, and if you're certainly playing on a one life game mode, then that probably isn't going to work as well as you'd like it to. If that's the case, then I recommend having a look at some of the other gun guides that I've done for cosplaying, and kind of seeing what they come out at. Oi! And yeah, kind of using those. I know the Blacktail that I used last time is certainly one of my personal favourites. I love that handgun. That would probably be a good counter to this, given that they're both 1911. How is this play of the game? It was a throwing knife kill, come on. Anyway, that really wraps it up. You can see here that we're done. We got top of the leaderboard against mixed bots. Wow. And yeah, the whole setup is just really, really solid. There's not much else you can really change to keep it in line with what they've already got. So I'll leave you on that. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you did like it, please leave a like. Subscribe if you feel like it. If you didn't like it, or if there's things I can change again, please leave a comment down below so I can look at getting that fixed. But thank you very much for joining me tonight. You have a wonderful night. Thank you.